Welcome. I am Amanda Benjamin, a human resource major at the University of the Southern Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago. In today's video, I will present on international compensation. This presentation is a fulfillment of International Human Resource Management lectured by Ms. Michelle Burke. Let us go right into the main objective for a multinational firm with regards to its compensation policies. Compensation policies must be designed in such a way that it attracts and retains the right talent. It must be competitive and recognize factors such as tax equalization and reimbursement. Compensation systems must match the general business strategy and structure and business needs of the firm. Carefully consider the company's equity and administration. Help expatriates move, but in a most profitable way for the organization. There are two main approaches to international compensation: the going rate approach and the balance sheet approach. The balance sheet approach is most common among the two. With both approaches, the main difference lies in salary structure. Here is an example. If a company is going to employ an American in Venezuela, using the balance sheet approach, the company would examine the salary that they would pay to the American in America. It would then be adjusted to that of Venezuela, taking several factors like the difference in tax and cost of living. With this approach, the expatriate is able to maintain his standard of living and have the same purchasing power as if he was in America. He should be no worse off. On the contrary, with the going rate approach, rather than looking at the expatriate's salary in America, instead, the company would look at the salary in the host country, Venezuela. On the contrary, with the going rate approach, rather than looking at the expatriate's salary in America, instead, the company would look at the salary in the host country, Venezuela. Here, compensation is based on the selected survey comparison. There are many instances where the salary is benchmarked against what other expatriates may earn, as opposed to benchmarking the salary against local nationals. It must be noted that base pay and benefits may be supplemented by additional payments for low-pay countries. At this time, I will pause so you can examine the main differences between the both approaches. All right, so multinationals tend to pay TCNs and PCNs differently. The dependent factor is whether their base salary is linked to their home country or whether an international rate is being paid. The difference in compensation could lead to international assignees being paid differently for performing the same job in the host location. Here is a look at some of the other differences. The differences matter because the truth is, generally, third country nationals have more working experience than parent country nationals. So it would only be fair that they are compensated fairly. But that is not the case. Staff may be demotivated by this, and in the end, it can serve as a detriment to their employee morale and productivity. Now, carefully examine the main points that multinational companies must consider when deciding how to provide benefits. Remember, many expatriates' compensation is usually linked to the home country's base salary. Therefore, multinationals must understand their home country's compensation practices in order to design the most effective compensation package. It is important because it must fit within the framework of the overall compensation policy of the firm. Here are some other reasons why multinationals should understand the compensation practices of the other countries. We've reached the end of today's presentation. Thank you for joining me.